A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. Go right to the source and ask the horse. He'll give you the answer that you endorse. He's always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed.
Howdy, folks. I'm Mr. Ed, and I'm here to talk to you today about an important issue affecting over 50% of American males over 50. I'm talking, of course, about erectile dysfunction, also known as ED.
Ed, please. I know we're in a barn, but we're also on television, and you can't talk about things like that on television.
But Wilbur, this is important. Good upstanding Americans suffer with ED every day. And I've noticed young Sally hasn't been as a flutter as in yesteryear.
First of all, Ed, my wife's name is Mary. Secondly, what you're talking about is indecent and shouldn't be spoken of outside the home. And finally, Ed, those Americans you mentioned, they can't be that upstanding.
Now, Wilbur, let's not horse around. I'm just here to prevent ED. And did you know that the leading causes of ED can include smoking, diabetes? You're also at an increased risk if you've had extreme pelvic trauma or are prone to pre-existing neurological conditions.
Wow, Ed, that's really interesting. I always knew I shouldn't have joined that cupless kickboxing league. Is there anything I can do?
I'm glad you asked, Wilbur. First of all, you need to quit smoking. And secondly, you need to lower your cholesterol, as it's a common factor in erectile dysfunction. And lastly, you can consult with your doctor about several medication options, such as Viagra and Viagra.
Wow, Ed. Are there any risks associated with these medications?
Well, Wilbur, you shouldn't take Viagra if you're taking nitrates for chest pain, as it'll cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Similarly, if you ever have an erection lasting more than 5 hours, seek medical attention immediately!
Wow, Mr. Ed, Viagra sounds great.
It sure is, Wilbur. In fact, I've been taking Viagra for over 3 months.
Mr. Ed, they don't prescribe Viagra for horses.
What do you mean they don't prescribe Viagra to horses? What the hell have I been popping?
Ed, I've been giving you penicillin. I thought you knew.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm lucky I'm still hung like a... well, you know.
A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. Go right to the source and ask the horse. He'll give you the answer that you endorse. He's always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed.